pay attention, you What's going on, ladies and germs? You may notice something a little different about this thing. If you're asking yourself if I'm still riding the same bike, rest assured I did not buy another bike. This is still my 97 Honda Shadow VT 1100. You may notice the audio is a little different too. I turned the mic around so it's like in front of my mouth, so hopefully it isn't too loud. I've owned this bike for like 4 years now, and 3.5 out of those 4 years I have had my batwing fairing on it. I decided, hey, why not take the windshield off and kind of change it up a little bit. Most of the time you take and you add something like that to a bike and you get accustomed to it, and if there's ever a situation that you ride a motorcycle without a windshield, it'll be like foreign to you. So it's like, hey, why not take it off, give it a try, give you guys a little bit of a different view. I don't even think that I've ever rode this thing without any fairing or windshield on it. When I bought it, it was October or November at the end of a season. I still had my 750. Even my 750 had a fairing on it. It wasn't a batwing, it was an old school shoey fairing. Yeah, even that one I had something to deflect the wind. My 250 Rebel that I learned how to ride on didn't have a fairing, but that was like a bobber. So yeah, I've been pretty spoiled. I've spoiled myself since owning my very first Shadow with batwings or fairings. So I kind of grew used to that. If you're somebody that has never rode a motorcycle without some sort of windscreen on it, try taking it off and going for a ride. Not only do you get more wind noise coming into your helmet, you have to fight the wind a lot more. I mean, there's nothing in front of you to deflect it. So right now, I am feeling all the wind on my chest. It gives your body more of a workout than it does just riding behind a fairing. That flag's hardly moving, but it feels like I've got a strong headwind. It does feel a lot more naked. It leaves you feeling a lot more exposed. When transports come, or other vehicles that are carrying a pretty big draft behind them, you have nothing to tuck down behind. It like punches you. Now on a hot day, it probably feels pretty nice. It's not too warm out though. I've got a sweater on underneath my jacket. You definitely get it right on your chest. It makes you work your abs, that's for sure. It makes it a little bit harder to do this, taking your hands off the handlebars and stuff. It makes you pay a little more attention. I must say though, this helmet that I got, the HJC i10 Solid, unless I turn my head sideways, the aerodynamics of it is pretty nice. They are more of a sport helmet. Oh look, you can't see it now, but my hood was flapping in the wind. These helmets are like designed, I guess, for sport bike riders. For a lot of people that ride cruisers and stuff, they tend to wear them too. I've noticed a lot of YouTubers and different riders wearing them. If you've been around the channel for a while, I've talked about making this thing into like a custom bobber. I've always enjoyed those styles. It shows your personality through it. It's like a work of art. Seeing as it's my only bike right now, I haven't wanted to take away from my riding, and I could customize it in the winter time. Sometimes the winter time's not long enough. I want to be able to do it right. I don't want to have to take time out, kind of feel rushed to do it. There's a lot of stuff to change, and if I'm pulling something apart to get to the wires, I might as well customize it while it's apart. I want to be able just to set it up on the stand that I have and kind of work on it. I tell you, having the fairing on and then taking it off and riding, I forgot what it's like to ride without a fairing. It makes me appreciate it a little more. On the bright side, you might not be getting a whole lot of exhaust noise. I don't know, I can't hear my exhaust too well. I'm getting a lot of wind noise. It's a noticeable difference too, weight-wise on the front end. Don't quote me on that, but I've been so used to having an extra 10 or 15 pounds on the front end with the fairing that taking it off kind of puts a little bit more of the weight towards the back. Going around corners or even just taking bends, don't feel it as much. It allows you to kind of flick the bike around a little bit better. Jeez, I think I'm really making this thing work. I feel like my chest is like a catch sail. It's probably because the positioning of this thing, sitting on it, your chest becomes like a concave and your torso and stuff just catches the wind. So anytime you get any gust, it like puts a strain on the motor, and I'm sure it probably burns a little bit more fuel. So if you got a bike with a windscreen on it or a windshield and you've never rode without it, not so much around town, it's not too noticeable. If you want to added appreciation for your windshield, I suggest taking it off, going out for even just 10 minutes. I'm gonna find a spot though to pull off and just kind of show you guys what this thing looks like without it. Here's a spot I can pull off. Alright, so there it is. I mean, it does look pretty sharp. I like the way it looks. It looks a little more clean. A little more sporty. The way the function of the Batwing is and how much wind protection, I don't know if I would ever get rid of it. If I did bob this thing out, I could always get just like a small 6-inch windshield up on the top of the headlight bucket or something. That'll be in the future. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, and you wouldn't mind smashing that thumbs up and hitting the subscribe button. You fucking pay attention, you fuck. Sorry about that, guys. Ride safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.